Hey everyone, so if you're building your career right now, you are standing at a massive, massive turning point, and it's all being driven by artificial intelligence. Today, we are going to dive into a really powerful framework for not just surviving, but actually thriving in this new world. And look, this isn't about learning to code or understanding algorithms, it's about a fundamental shift in how you think. And it all starts with the one question that is probably on your mind, right? This is it. This is the question on everyone's mind. It's that little bit of anxiety that's just kind of lurking behind every conversation about the future of work. And, the honest answer is it's complicated. But facing this question head on, that's the very first step to building a career that's actually resilient and, future-proof. And this quote from Seth Godin, wow, it just cuts right to the heart of the whole thing. He's not saying all jobs are at risk. What he's saying is that commoditized jobs are at risk. The kind of work that can be easily defined, easily repeated, easily measured, well, that's exactly what AI is getting really, really good at. So the most crucial takeaway here is you just can't afford to be average anymore.
So let's try to reframe this a little bit. Think of AI not as some kind of job apocalypse, but more like a filter, a great big filter. It's separating the work that can be automated from the work that requires uniquely human skills. It's forcing this huge distinction between work that's just about following instructions and work that involves genuine creativity, real insight, and human connection. And this perfectly illustrates what gets caught in that filter. For decades, the path to a good job was learning the how-to, right? How to fill out the form, how to write the report, how to follow the manual. But now, an AI can follow that same manual, only faster and a whole lot cheaper. The value is shifting away from just pure execution and towards something else entirely. And that brings us to the absolute core shift that's required today. It's about moving from an old playbook that was all about tactics to a new one that's all about strategy. And this isn't just, a change in what you do, it's a complete change in your mindset. Just take a look at this comparison. Over on the left, you've got tactics. These are the short-term, reactive things we all do. Getting the word out, following a checklist, focusing on how fast you're going. This is the work that's becoming a commodity. But on the right, you have strategy. It's not a to-do list, it's a philosophy. It's about your long-term vision, the change you actually want to make in the world, and most importantly, making sure you're actually heading in the right direction to begin with. And this is exactly why it's so critical. You can be the most efficient, most productive person in the world, ticking off every single box on your list. But if all those tasks are leading you down a path that's about to become obsolete, well, then all that effort is wasted. Strategy is about pausing to make sure you're climbing the right mountain. So how do we do that? How do we build that strategic foundation? Well, the answer lies in doubling down on what makes us human. Godin lays out these 4 pillars of strategic thinking that give you a durable advantage that AI honestly just can't replicate. Okay, first up, you have to learn to see the systems. These are the invisible structures, the unspoken rules that govern pretty much everything from the university you go to the industry you want to get into. What's considered normal? Where is the gravity pulling everything? Once you can actually see the system, then you can decide, am I just going to be another cog inside of it, or can I make this system work for me? Second is mastering time. Your single greatest competitive advantage might just be your time horizon. While algorithms are optimizing for the next microsecond, and your competitors are just focused on the next quarter, you can focus on the next 5 years. What seeds are you planting right now? What skills are you learning? What relationships are you building that the person you're going to be in 5 years will be incredibly grateful for? Third, you've got to understand the game. Every project, every job interview, every single negotiation, it's a game. It has rules, it has players, and it has potential outcomes. But the most important rule you need to understand is this. Real innovation, the kind that creates incredible value, is impossible if it's guaranteed to work. You have to be willing to make moves that, might not work. That's where the breakthroughs happen. And finally, lead with empathy. This is maybe the most human pillar of all. Strategy isn't about what you want to make. It's about deeply, truly understanding who you're serving and what they actually desire. And you don't need to appeal to everyone. In fact, real success often comes from focusing on the smallest viable audience, that core group of people who will say, this is exactly what I was looking for. Okay, so those are the pillars. They sound great, but let's make this practical. Let's walk through 4 powerful questions you can start asking yourself, like right now, to begin building that strategic muscle.
This first question forces you to really define that smallest viable audience. Who are you for? But just as important is that second part. Who are you not for? Deciding which opportunities to turn down, which clients not to pursue, which paths not to take, that is a profound strategic act. It creates focus, and it truly defines what you stand for.
This is such a powerful metaphor. It's so easy to complain about the system, right? The job market, the university, the industry, but by participating, you are reinforcing it. This question forces you to really look at your own actions. Are you just mindlessly following the same established route as everyone else, or are you consciously choosing a different path and, in doing so, actually helping to change the system itself? This is how you create a category of one. Maybe you're willing to have a longer time horizon. Maybe you're willing to serve a tiny niche audience that everyone else just ignores. Maybe you're willing to be more generous or take a real risk on an idea that might not work. Your answer to this question, whatever it is, that is the source of your unique advantage. What a fantastic thought experiment. This question instantly shatters commodity thinking. Because you can't just work 10 times harder, right? You'd have to provide a level of insight or service or creativity or value that is fundamentally different. It forces you to stop thinking about how to be cheaper and start thinking about how to become truly indispensable. So, let's bring this all back home. All of these pillars, all of these questions, they aren't just about landing your first job. They are about architecting a career that has meaning and resilience and longevity, a career that truly serves you and others for years and years to come. And if there's one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. The goal isn't to beat the algorithm. Stop trying to compete with machines at their own game, a game of speed and data and efficiency. You will lose. Instead, play a different game entirely. Do the human work. The creative, the empathetic, the strategic work that algorithms can't touch. That is where your future lies. So I'll leave you with this final thought from Seth Godin. Your future self is a real person, and they're counting on the decisions you make today. The challenge is, what are you going to start building right now that will make them proud? Thanks for listening.